I'm gonna need us to start evaluating what we're eating based on facts and not feelings or marketing. Because sometimes I think what you think is good for you isn't actually better than some things that you would never have had in the first place. So I'm gonna show you the soda scale. This is where we use a Coke, normal 12-ounce can of Coke as our benchmark, okay? And we're evaluating all our drinks based on, is it more likely to help you meet your health goals or less likely to help you meet your health goals than a Coke? So first up on the soda scale, we have our benchmark in the sexy red dress with the white stripe, Coke, who's coming in at about 35 grams of sugar and 140 calories. Now, orange juice, I score just a tiny bit lower than Coke at negative 0.2, coming in at about 31 grams of sugar and 171 calories. So even though we have a few vitamins and minerals, 12 ounces of orange juice probably won't help you reach your health goals. Next up, we have cranberry juice, which I rate at plus 0.2, and she comes in with 12 grams of sugar and about 120 calories. So definitely a step up from 12 ounces of Coke. Now entering the chat, we have grapefruit juice, and I rank her pretty much even with Coke. This is a friendly reminder that just because she's bitter doesn't mean it's better. Okay, she's got 34 grams of carbs and about 145 calories. Then we've got Diet Coke. Now you can come for me about the ingredients here all you want, but when it comes to reaching your health goals outside of sparkling water, that's gonna be one of your best bets, a zero sugar soda, okay? Diet Coke has 4 calories and 0 grams of sugar. So that's going to be one of your better choices compared to some of these other things. Now, if you're looking for nutrients, we're going to have to choose something else, and we should probably choose food. But we don't need to get all high and mighty that this branded and pretty diet soda is better than Diet Coke. Speaking of, we've got our Poppi here. Now this I think comes in at like a 4.8 because we've got about 5 grams of sugar, 3 grams of fiber, great, 30 calories all wrapped up. A pretty good option, especially if you want like more fruity flavors. And then we have our Olipop, which I also rate at about a 5, pretty even with Diet Coke, because even though we have 5 grams of sugar and about 30 calories, Olipop has 9 grams of fiber, which to get you to a minimum of 30 grams of fiber per day is actually going to be huge. So that's why she's about even with Diet Coke, even though she's just a tiny step above Poppi, even though they're incredibly similar. So don't come for me because these are my facts, not feelings on the nutrition data with nothing to do with the marketing. So just know you aren't better or worse for choosing Poppi or Olipop over a diet soda. And if you need the fiber to boost up in your diet, Poppi and Olipop are probably going to be your best bet, but you should also eat real food. So what about -3? We have ice cream, and I put ice cream in here, even though it's not a drink, as a benchmark for a few other drinks. So the ice cream breakdown for 1 cup, a measuring cup, 8 ounces of vanilla ice cream is going to be about 4 grams of protein, 31 grams of carbs, 14 grams of fat, 275 calories. So what we love about the ice cream is even though we have all of this nutrition in it, we're actually eating it and we're chewing, and that does a lot for our body and for our digestion versus drinking something. Now we're going to compare that to a grande Starbucks chai latte, which comes in at about 240 calories, 8 grams of protein, 45 grams of carbs, and 4.5 grams of fat. And this is something that we're going to be sipping, so our brain's not really going to register that fullness cue as well. So chai latte, ice cream, pretty similar when it comes to meeting our health goals. Now I have the Starbucks Strawberry Lemonade Refresher right here. This is a Coke, guys. It's 140 calories, 35 grams of carbs. Yes, sure, there's some fruit in there. There's caffeine in there, but let's not think it's going to help us reach our health goals better than a Coke. If you like it, if you like the flavor, if it's what you want, awesome, drink it. Let's just know that it's not necessarily a more nutritious choice. And last but definitely not least, we have our Starbucks Caramel Ribbon Crunch Frappuccino in a grande, which comes in at 470 calories, 5 grams of protein, 65 grams of carbs, and 22 grams of fat. Now I incorporated some of these Starbucks drinks in here to highlight that sometimes we don't actually think we're eating what we're actually eating. So if you're ordering a drink like this from Starbucks every single morning, ask yourself, would I also eat a cup of ice cream every single morning and think that that's going to help me reach my health goals? Now, if you want to eat a cup of ice cream for breakfast in the morning, go ahead, you're a grown up, let it ride. But if we're drinking even a chai latte, knowing that those things are not necessarily going to help us reach our health goals. So sometimes we need to reframe and we need to think of these things as, I'm not ordering coffee when I get this in the morning. I'm ordering an ice cream. And that can help us better conceptualize our choices to really understand how our food choices are impacting our health. And that is a soda scale. So if there are other drinks you want me to do, let me know in the comments.